Hello, it's Nemesis Nick here. I'm a keen fan of the Eurovision Song Contest. It's time to talk Eurovision. The Portuguese national final, Festival da Canção 2023 final, took place on the 11th of March 2023 and I watched it on demand online from the UK the following evening, 12th of March 2023. 13 finalist songs took part. Unlike some of the other national finals I watched during the past few weeks, I didn't watch the preview videos of any of the finalist songs beforehand, so my viewing of Festival da Canção 2023 final was my first ever time of seeing or hearing any of the 13 finalist songs. Here are my points of view on the 13 finalist songs based solely on the Festival da Canção 2023 final performances. By the way, notice cultured on my t-shirt starts in green, culture, and finishes in red. Yeah, red. From left to right, those are the background colours of the Portuguese flag. Also, I can't speak Portuguese, so please excuse me if I mispronounce Portuguese song titles or artist names. Song 1, Cláudia Pascoal, Nasce Maria. This was an unusual one to start with. The start sounded spooky to me. Suddenly there was a change of pace to something somewhat different, presumably Portuguese folk. I was mystified as to the significance of the fluorescent yellow and fluorescent pink outfits. Claudia has a beautiful voice and sang well, and the dancers added to the performance, but I don't think the bursts of strobe lighting were necessary for this style of song. This entry was fine as an opener to Festival da Canção, but I'm not sure this is suitable for the Eurovision Song Contest. Song 2, Cherky, Encruzilhada, a ballad. The lead singer played an electric guitar while singing, but at times I didn't think his voice was strong enough. The changing colour background was okay for this style of song. Altogether not bad, but I think this would go nowhere at Eurovision. Song 3, Esse Povo, Sapatos de Cimento. I'm not sure what this style of singing is meant to be. There were 4 singers and all I can positively say about it is it had a good beat and was enhanced by the light beams. Song 4, Barbara Tinoco, Good Night, a country ballad sung in English. Near the end, I liked the way Barbara stepped out of the frame and suddenly the figures who were static came to life. This clearly revealed that those around the table were real people, not dummies as I initially thought that they might be. That said, they didn't seem to have much purpose in the performance. Surely they had to be paid to act like dummies for most of the performance. At the time, this seemed to me like the best song so far, and Barbara has a beautiful voice, but I doubt this would get past the semi-final at Eurovision. Song 5, You Can't Win, Charlie Brown, Contraste de Mudo, a ballad which is mostly sung softly. Unexpectedly and surprisingly, the voices became more powerful, accompanied by the bright light at the back of the stage. The song closed with a few softly sung words. A pleasant ballad, but I think this would be too forgettable for Eurovision. Song 6, Voodoo Marmalade, Tormento. This is very much a Mediterranean style song with the 4 men playing the guitars, or were they ukuleles, whilst singing. I'm mystified as to a stained glass window effect on the background screen. Song 7, Ines Apenas, Fim do Mundo, a ballad which is mostly sung softly, but near the end there is a section which is sung in a lively and powerful manner. A short, softly sung section closes the song. Song 8, Minicat, Ai Curaçao, During the performance in part 1, this seemed unusual to me. The beginning seems fairly slow. From the first chorus, this was quite lively, with a good beat and plenty of dancing. This sounds to me like something from decades ago. The word curacao explains the significance of the heart on the background screen. I found out from Google Translate that curacao means heart, but I'm mystified as to the significance of the cogs. Near the end, strobe lighting was an unexpected surprise for this style of song, but the 3 beats at the very end were a good way to round off this entry. Song 9, Da Punk Sportief, World Needs Therapy. I didn't expect Portugal to have a rock song in its national final. I don't generally like rock, but this is of the more bearable style of rock to me. Interestingly, this was sung in English, which is unusual for Portugal. Analysing the lines, I don't want to live in a world full of hate. I'm sick and tired of this war games. I'm concerned this could be seen as a protest song. And personally, I don't think protest songs are appropriate for Eurovision. Song 10, Neon Soho, Endless World, a ballad, and I think this was one of the better ballads in this national final. The lead singer has a beautiful voice. I liked the instrumental section, which evidently served as a bridge, and the patterns on the background screen enhanced the song. After the bridge, I think the singer's voice got a bit overpowering. Song 11, Ivandro Povo. This is what I'd call a soul-type ballad. Ivandro certainly has a strong voice and sang well. I'm not that keen on the style of singing, but I liked the background sound in the song. However, I'm mystified as to the significance of white blocks surrounding him on stage and the white blocks on the background screen. Song 12, Edmundo Inácio A Festa. Edmundo has a good voice and he sang well. This is what I'd call a Portuguese-style song. I liked the background sounds and the use of the white light beams. I'm mystified as to the significance of the blue figures, though. Song 13, Sal Viver. The last song in lineup, and to me this was another unusual song. I'm mystified as to what genre this is, but it's definitely a lively, catchy and memorable song to round off the lineup. Is the stack of loudspeakers functional, or was that just for decoration? Based on the Festival da Canção 2023 final performances, my ranking in My Eurovision Scoreboard was as follows. 13th, Esse Povo. 12th, Da Punk Sportief. 11th, Inês Apenas. And now my top 10. 10th, You Can't Win Charlie Brown. 9th, Turkey. 8th, Claudia Pasquale. 7th, Ivandro. 6th, Barbara Tinoco. 5th, Neon Soho. 4th, Mimikat. 3rd, Voodoo Marmalade. 2nd, Sal. And my top of my ranking was Edmundo Inácio. Right. It's tricky to quote the results because for a jury voting, juries in 7 separate regions of Portugal gave points to a top 10 songs, just like in the Eurovision Song Contest, 1 to 8, 10, 12. Once all 7 jury spokespersons had announced their regional jury points, Mimikat and Edmundo Inácio tied for first place with 66 points each. This was converted to 12 points each for purposes of combining with the public vote. The songs placed 3rd to 10th had their jury scores converted to 8 down to 1 points, and the remaining 3 songs were converted to 0 points each. As for a public vote, the song with the highest percentage of the vote got 12 points, then 10, 8, all the way down to 1 point for a song that had the 10th highest percentage of the jury vote. The 10th highest percentage of the public vote. The remaining 3 songs got 0 points from the public. These public votes were unveiled one by one and added to the converted jury scores. To keep things simple, here are the combined scores. Right. 13th place. 13th place, 3 points. Inês Apenas, Fim do Mundo. 12th also with 3 points, but they got the higher public vote score, is Sal Viver. 11th with 4 points, Esse Povo, Zapatos de Cimento. 10th with 5 points, Neon Soho, Endless World. And 9th also with 5 points, but again, this is one that had a higher public vote score. Turkey, Encrucijada. 8th, You Can't Win Charlie Brown, Contrasta Mudo. 7th, also with 7 points, again with a higher public vote score, Voodoo Marmalade, Tormento. 6th, Daft Punk with 6th with 8 points, Daft Punk Sportif, World Needs Therapy. Now on to the top 5. 5th, 9 points, Ivandro Povo. 4th also with 9 points, but again higher public vote score. Is 4th with 9 points, but it's got a higher public vote score. Barbara Tinoco, Good Night. Top 3 now. 3rd place, 12 points. Claudia Pascual, Nasci Maria. And then the runner-up, she's 2nd place, 22 points. Edmundo Inácio Afesta, and the winner with the maximum possible score. The winner with 24 points was Mimicat Icurasao. Yes, Mimicat was a joint winner of a jury vote, so got 12 points, and also the winner of the public vote, so got 12 points. So as a result, Mimicat finished with the maximum possible score, 24 points. Altogether, another amazing national final. I must admit, at around 3.5 hours, I thought Festival da Canção 2023 final was a bit long for a national final that contained just 13 finalist entries. After all, the Swedish national final, Melody Festival in 2023, which also happened to be on Saturday the 11th of March 2023, and which I watched live online from the UK, had 12 finalist songs. Yet SVT managed to keep it to about 2 hours. Considering Festival da Canção 2023 final had just one more finalist song than Melody Festival in 2023 final, I think 2.5 hours would have been adequate for Festival da Canção 2023 final. Fair enough, I liked the interval act Hey Jude in Portuguese at the start of part 2, and the medley of various British hits from OMD, Dead or Alive, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood in part 3. Presumably they were included as this year's Eurovision Song Contest is in Liverpool. But I think there were some parts of the national final that could perhaps have been dropped. So Mimicat will represent Portugal with the song I Curaçao at the Eurovision Song Contest in May. For the record, that's the song I ranked 4th in My Eurovision Scoreboard. Yeah. Portugal is drawn to perform in the first half of the Eurovision Song Contest first semi-final on the 9th of May 2023, when the United Kingdom does not vote in that semi-final, so I won't be able to vote for Portugal that evening. Good luck to Mimi Cat in the Eurovision Song Contest first semi-final and in the grand final if she gets there. So there you have it. Those are my views on the 13 finalist songs in Festival da Canção 2023 final, including the winning song which will now represent Portugal in the Eurovision Song Contest 2023. But what do you think? Do you think the best song out of the 13 finalists won Festival da Canção 2023 final? Alternatively, do you think there was a song eliminated at one of the earlier stages where the semi-finals which should have qualified to the final and won? What do you think of the winning song I Curaçao? Do you think it will stand a good chance of qualifying to the Eurovision Song Contest Grand Final and doing well once there? Or do you think it will be eliminated in the first semi-final? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you liked this video, remember to hit the like button. And if you're liking all my Eurovision videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, be cultured. Goodbye. Da boch. Au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, adios, arrivederci, do widzenia, do popaczenia, adios. I'm just sitting.